Nicole O'Neill once said, "When you find the courage to use your voice, it has the power to positively inspire and change the lives of others. It is one of the special gifts you have to offer the world. It is something to be cherished and championed, never hidden." And that is why we are here on Your Voice, Your Impact. I am the energetic EJ. I am a life and transformational coach, and I work with women aged 40 and above to turn their abandoned dreams into achievable goals by activating their voice for impact. I'm also a podcaster and an event host. On this show with me is
Great, so amazing. The goal of this show is to help people use their voices to create impact. I am a physicist and a life coach. What I do for my clients is I help them build systems to achieve their goals whilst having fun doing it. On this show, we discuss topical issues that can inspire you to move. Like, subscribe, and share. Welcome aboard.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Your Voice, Your Impact. This is another beautiful Monday out here, and we are super excited to be back on the show this week. I hope that you are having a good week so far, and I hope that your Monday has been productive so far. Welcome on the show again. So this is a pop-up session that we've just introduced on the show. So again, consider it like a test run and we'll see how it works for us. We want to truly appreciate our audience, the people who connect with our show every week. Sometimes they comment, sometimes they don't, but we do see you. We do see your engagement, and we want to appreciate you by having you also use your voice. Celebrate us by being here for us week in, week out. And we want to celebrate you by showcasing who you are, what you do, and sharing your own story and your voice with the world through our platforms. We are platforms because we actually stream this to multiple platforms at the same time. So right now we're live on YouTube, on Instagram, as well as on LinkedIn. All right. So this is an opportunity for you. If you engage with our content as an audience, we would love to also showcase what you do here on the show. So today we're kicking this off, pop-up creative conversation with our audience. And the first person we have brought on the show today is somebody who's been there from the very beginning. Like when we started the show, she was always there every week, every week, week in, week out, every Monday. But not just there, but she kept engaging in the comment. At some point, we were so impressed by her consistency with showing up that we gave her a gift from the show, right? So and so we're glad that we're able to do this and kick this off with her. So hopefully we're going to have a very interesting conversation with her on the show today. But before we do that, let me bring on Gracie so that Gracie can give us a little bit about how the weekend went, and we can get into the conversation. Hello, Gracie. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. It's a beautiful day. And who's that lady in red? Lady in red. Beautiful day. And again, it's not our usual time. This is one hour behind schedule,
1
but
hour
it's
behind
okay.
usual schedule.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my weekend was amazing.
So
And
okay, how's the Monday
I'm
going
going
so
to.
far?
Can you hear me? I think there's you're lagging.
I can hear
You're
you.
not hearing. Oh, fantastic. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay,
my
I can hear
weekend was
you.
beautiful. Weekend was beautiful. And I shared something earlier. I'm sure when we bring in our guests along the way, I'm going to share something that happened, an aha moment that happened to me yesterday. I already shared that, but I'm sure that on the show, as we kickstart and enjoy the conversation, I'm going to pop it in there somewhere because it blessed me, and I'm sure that it would bless someone out there today. So yes, my weekend was beautiful. How was your weekend, and why are you looking this so gorgeous? Tell us about it.
So the thing is, I needed to just take a break. I was feeling heavy in my head, in my heart, and everything, and I just needed it. I needed to, I needed a change of scenery and everything, right? But like you said, on a good day, I should shut down and not, but there is a momentum that we've built with this show that I really don't want us to break. It's almost like workout, when you break, when you take that 1 day break, before you know it, you'll be laxing. And I'm a living witness, because beginning of the year, like first quarter, I was go, 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 go for workouts. And then once summer hits, I relaxed, and then that's how I lapsed into like 3 months break. Not consistently. I still do workout, but not consistently. But now I'm back again as the weather is getting cooler. I'm back again to working out at least 3 times a week. You see. So, but for this show, I feel like there's a momentum we've built that we need to really leverage on, and to see how this can expand beyond this. We've put in a lot of work into this, and I think it deserves to win bigger than we already have right now. And so that's why I'm still here. But I took off like just a 3 day, break, short break, just to explore, the world, see new places, meet new people. And it's been an experience, honestly, because learning how intrinsically as human beings we actually kind. We are kind. It's just, I think, a situation and maybe association that tweaks something in us that changes the way that we see life, the perception, and the way that we react. But intrinsically, we are humans, regardless. Can you believe it? Regardless that we don't speak, we don't all in the world speak the same language. Like you can literally get into a new place where you don't speak the language, but you're still able to communicate, and you're still able to connect on some level. And it's just fascinating and interesting to see how the human spirit can connect without all the different barriers that we as humans have put in place for ourselves. I was thinking to myself, like, God created the earth and he put us in it. Why did we create borders?
We will
Why did
now
we create borders?
commandeer some part and say, this is where,
Why?
don't come here. And before you come here,
Yes,
you need
you
to
have to
get
do
this,
this,
get
do
that.
that, do this. I was talking with
We
my
are the
friend, like,
ones
do you know that,
causing issues
honestly,
for
do you know that
ourselves.
traveling within Africa is the hardest as an African? It's easier to travel outside of Africa than within Africa as an African. Like, it shouldn't even be a thing,
We're the ones doing
So
ourselves. We're the ones
honestly,
doing ourselves.
so yeah, it's just the time to just really and it's just been less than 24 hours, I think, and my mind is already being expanded and just almost like a burden lifted. You get what I mean? Like, so sometimes, when we talk about those things, sometimes it feels like far-fetched. Like, okay, sometimes when you're feeling heavy-headed, just change position, just change perspective, just shift a little bit, and we'll say that in some conversation, like, if for any reason you can't even move from where you are, like immediate, then change what the immediate looks like. So that could be like you rearranging your office space, or rearranging your room, or your sitting room or your workspace, just to create that, okay, this is a new scenery. And then it can help your mind, it can shift something in your mind that will probably open up space for you to be inspired again, to be energized afresh, to see things differently. And I'm really, really grateful, for my network, friends, and this opportunity to really explore in this season. I think our guest is having challenges. That's why I'm just kind of stalling. She's been coming out and in of the studio, and she's not in right now. So that's why I'm like, okay, let's see if she comes back. So while we're waiting for her to reconnect, I just hope that her network would not shake this up, because I'm really looking forward to the creative conversation around this, because what we all do, and I think it's beautiful that we started with her, is the fact that she also has a show that she runs, right? Not on this platform, not on the platforms that we use, but on a different platform. And it would be nice to just, go through that conversation of how it's been, the importance of using our voices for what we do. All right, she's back in the studio. Odi, if you're back and your video is currently off, do you want to turn that on as I bring you back up on stage? I hope you can hear me. Yes. Okay, fantastic. We are on. Hello, hello, Odiwonma. Odi, baby.
Hello,
How are
your voice,
you?
your impact. Like, hi, so nice to be here. I'm so excited to be here. It's like a dream come true. I don't know how to put it. Like when I got the message, I shouted, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Mama, are you sure? I was like, are you sure about this? So yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Your voice, your impact has impacted me for the past 1 year. I started following like last year or so. One because of the energy. When I saw Mama EJ on X, I'm like, who is this woman? And then from there we got to YouTube. I had to even turn the notification is turned anytime they shoot like it's permanently turned on. So whenever it's coming, whether I'm sleeping or not, I just get that oh this is on already. And I'm so glad to move from being an audience to Jesus, to a guest speaker. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the privilege. I'm really grateful. And it's
Awesome.
exciting to be
Awesome.
here. And I know we're going to have such an amazing conversation by the end of the day.
Absolutely. Welcome, welcome. And thank you for saying yes within short notice today because we already had a plan. Like, we're just going to, myself and Grace, we're just going to have today's conversation. But then again, I don't know, it was a sport the moment it just came to me like, let's try this out because I think we've been thinking about this. We've been talking about this, like, how can we engage more people? I wanted to have a segment to kind of showcase some of the audience and the people that interact with us. So for those of us on Instagram, hello. I hope you're fine. Hello, Instagrammers. Thank you for joining us again this week. So again, you are eligible if you're listening to us across platforms, whether on LinkedIn. I can see LinkedIn, there are people there as well. So whether you're on LinkedIn, on Instagram, or YouTube, you are eligible to jump on our pop-up conversation. All right. We would see, we're looking for the reading for it, but probably it's going to be maybe once a month or once in 2 months. We would decide that, but we needed to just test run this. Is pop-up creative conversation is with our audience. So the people who engage with us. In my head, I already have somebody else on LinkedIn. This person, I don't even know. I hope he's real because every single time we go live, the person comes in the comment section and says hi. And I feel like the person stays all through the session, but he or she, I need to go and check this because the person does not have profile picture and it's LinkedIn. So I'm like, who is this person? But every time the person will say hi, hello, every time. So I need to reach out to that person, like, who are you? If you are not shy, you can bring you on the show so that you can come and talk about who you are and what you do. So if you're watching us from any of these platforms and you would like to share your thoughts, just keep engaging in the comments, ask questions, talk to us, and we would have you on our pop-up conversation. This is our own way to subtly remember we are coaches. I know we don't say this enough on the show because we are actually into the conversation and we're here to use our voices and remind you, but we're both coaches. And one of the specialty for us as coaches is we actually help people achieve their goals. We push people. We catalyze people to doing the things that sometimes they're not even aware they can do. So maybe this could be an open door, a segue to something you've been thinking of doing and struggling with, and allowing us guide you and cushion you into just being a guest here first and sharing your own voice might just open up more doors for you. So thank you for being here, Odiwonma. um as we get into the conversation, is my first question is, yes, you said, oh, you joined initially because you met me on X. I used to be very, very active on X, guys. Like I think last year, I don't even think it was last year versus early this year, and then we stopped. We had a growing huge community on X at the time called Millionaires Growth Hack with Kenny and a couple of other leaders there. And I know, okay, you got attracted to me, but when you started to connect to your voice, your impact weekly, what was that thing? What was that touch to it that separated it from other shows that made you stay?
Okay. What was a touch that made me stay? Is the fact that your voice, your impact was really intentional about impacting people. right? They're not just doing it for the glam or for the followers, for the numbers, for the likes, for the shares, for the comments. But to say that at the end of the day, people live with value, right?
Mm.
Every guest speaker that they had, or that you had rather, you're very intentional about speaking each and every one of them. And most times I wonder, I'm like, bringing these people also require you, I don't know how you do it, but also requires you paying some sort of money. There are some people that will not answer you if you don't pay them, I guess. And the work required, that you're intentional about people you don't even know. So most of the shows, they just do it for the numbers, the followers, because you hear things at the end of the day like, follow me at the end. It's not bad. Nobody should come for me. It's not bad. But your voice, your impact was really intentional about impacting people. So the fact that you can use your voice to impact your world, right? I used to be very shy. Most people don't know that I'm a very shy person. Yes. But coming on your voice, your impact, I think there was one section with one lady, I can't really remember her name, that talked about the fact that most times we self sabotage ourselves, thereby limiting, I think it was last year, last year, thereby limiting yourself to so many potentials that you have. So those things really stood out for me. That any other, I attend other shows, but your voice, your impact was really intentional of the fact that you can bring the best out of these people that you don't know, you don't see. Most times they don't even like or comment, but they're in there, right? So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Grace, do you want to take a shot?
Yeah, thank you so much for that encouraging and inspiring. Sometimes when you hear things like this, it will give you the um opportunity to want to even do better. So thank you so much, Odiwonma, for sharing that. And at some point I was like, you see Odiwonma, she's watching, and I'm like, wow, kudos to you. And me, I see there are people like that I listen to, and I'm always there. And the reason why I'm always there is because I'm getting something. So for every time Odiwonma is there, is a confirmation that she's definitely getting something. So thank you so much. All right, the question I want to ask you is, there's something I normally say, that what you want is what you're attracted to certain things. Your voice, your impact. Some people like, what's this? I beg, is not for me. So what is it about you? What is it that you currently do, that connects with the show? Yeah, we understand the part that you learn and you're getting something from the show, but what is it about you? What tell us what you do, and let us hear your voice, how you want to impact your own world with what you do.
That was such an amazing question. You got me there. All right, so I'm the
I
host
ask
of the
questions
Saturday
for a
Breakfast Show.
living.
Oh, okay. So, I'm privileged to be the host of the Saturday Breakfast Show on X. Now, that show started off like a joke, and before I even started, I've always wanted to impact my world. When I see youths not doing well, I cringe. Like there's just this pain inside when I see people my age not doing what they're supposed to do to get to where they're supposed to be, right? So when the Saturday Breakfast Show started, let me give you people a little big background story. So that day, I think we went for a night vigil, and I had a meeting that Saturday in Gudu. My friend stays at Jose. For those of us in Abuja, you understand. So I told her, let me just crash at your. She has a car. I'm like, let me just crash, follow you home, sleep, and then from there I go to where I'm going to. And when we got to her house, she brought food. That was on a Saturday morning. She brought custard, bread, and overripe plantain that was fried. I said, Chisom, how do you want me to eat this thing? She was like, spread the bread, put the plantain like butter. I say, eat, cover it, and eat. So that just came to my head. You know what? Saturday Breakfast Show on X, because I always been seeing people host spaces on X. So the Spirit of the Lord just dropped that in my mind. And I'm like, you know what, let's just do this. That was around 9 o'clock. So I opened that space and I said, the Saturday breakfast show, weird food combinations. Then people started joining in, talking about weird food. Before you know, the room was filled with like 100 plus people, 200. I said, what is going on here? And people were really interested. So and I said, okay, I can now use this as a means to pass my message. But the fact that I'm one person that is really intentional about personal development and growth, especially among the youth. So this can become a thing whereby I use my voice or I use this platform, leverage on it, and impact my world. So how it aligns to your voice, your impact, is that it's something I come draw, I come and draw oil from your voice, your impact, and I go, you get. So that was, for me, it's, you're doing something I love to do, something I want to do. It's, so there's just this synergy between what you do and what I'm doing. So when I come here, I learn, I see how you present, I see how you talk. I used to be a very fast talker when I was little. Like I talk, nobody even hears me. But coming on here, I'm like, okay, there's a certain way you do your presentation. There's a certain way you align to your audience. Most times you come up here and you crack a little joke in between, everybody laughs, and you go back to business. So it's something I'm doing, I'm learning. I come here, learn, get better, I continue. So yes.
Wonderful answer. Wonderful response. I love it. Over to you, the energetic EJ.
Awesome, 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 awesome. I love it. I love how you allowed the spur of the moment inspire something that has now lasted. This thing you started as a joke has continued and became a year old. In that 1 year, how many times did you feel like throwing in the towel? Like, I beg you, send me a message. What is all this? And if you did, what was keeping you? What was that thing that kept you going every Saturday till now?
Okay, so I threw the towel at some point, I think a few months ago. I threw it away. I squeezed the towel like this, threw it. Oh my God. So, when you're starting something that you have vision on, you sometimes get these backlashes. Now, it may be from your own self when you're trying to self-sabotage yourself. It may be from people around you or even your family members. So when I started off, it was really good. We're going well, we're all fine. Most times we have, oh, can you hear me? Most times we have over 600 people joining, 400. Most times you come in, you're seeing only 4 people, 5 people. And there was a day I was talking, and someone, Twitter, they're very harsh, very, very, very rude people. Someone came in and wrote in the comment section something that looks like your voice is terrible. You sound like a man. From where to where, my brother? Like, where are you coming from? And then he left. At first, that thing, it kind of hits me, but I faced it heads on. So most times, you just get this criticism, like, and then there's a point you begin to ask yourself, what am I even doing? Am I doing the right thing at all? If you've never gotten to that point where you ask yourself, why am I doing this? To what end? Especially when you're not getting money from that thing. I've never been paid for hosting stuff 1 whole year. X has not paid me. Nobody's paying me. Nobody's giving me money or a brand that's seeing me or anything. But what kept on making me push for this is the fact that people's lives are being transformed. And that is one thing that gives me fulfillment. So even if I don't have the money, lives of people are still getting transformed. I knew there was one space we hosted, and someone came to my DM and told me, Nora, I've been struggling for this thing for the network is reconnecting. Can you still hear me? Oh.
Yeah, now we can. It went off for a while, but now we can. Go ahead. Oh, okay. I think Gracie, can you hear me? Or am I frozen? Okay, I can hear, I can see you. Not on voice. Okay. So I think her network. Okay, I think her network is shaky. So we're just going to wait for her to catch up back. But while we're waiting, amazing. I love that. I love, okay, fantastic. You are back. Can you hear us?
Oh, it was my network. I was seeing myself, but not seeing you people anymore.
I think it was
I
your
think it's the
network. It
network.
was your network. So yeah, please go on. Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. So, okay, so for the fact that I could talk about a guy that came to my DM and told me I've been suffering from an addiction for quite a while, and just coming on your space the other day, I have been free from that. Those kind of things are what push me. They keep me going. So even when I'm not getting paid, even when nobody's supporting, even when I'm burning my data and my time, right? On Saturday, that I should be chilling in the house on my bed, my duvet. I'm up and I'm speaking for like 3 hours straight. Nobody will tell you, take money for bottled water. So I told myself, you know what? As long as God's purpose is being fulfilled on earth, I'm fine with it. Right? So those are the things that kept me pushing. I think at last 3 months, I didn't host my space because I was mentally tired and I felt like I needed to do better. I don't know how, but there's just this insatisfaction in you that we need to push for better. So that thing kind of drove me back. But yeah, we're back and we're back stronger and better. Thank you.
I love it because I can relate. I can so relate with that struggle, especially the inner one, and then mixed with the external one. Like people are so insensitive sometimes. Like, how can you tell a fine girl, tall, slim, and beautiful, that she sounds like a man? Are you, what's wrong with you? Are you okay?
That you know what I have learned in recent times, that bring it on, because for every time, and this is something that I realized, for every time somebody said something negative or did something terrible to me, always, and I'm saying it here to the stratosphere, to the universe, it turns out to bring the best out of me. I don't know if it works like that for other people, but I love it now, you know. But the human part may just come and you feel bad. But because you said that thing, or maybe not necessarily because they said that, for me, you have outlined something that I wouldn't have seen by myself. You have helped me to bring it out. So, oh yeah, let's sandpaper it and do and fine tune it, you know. So I think that was how I lost weight. Let me, maybe before she comes back on, let me share one very quick thing. And I don't know why I'm sharing this. This is, you know, Odiwonma just said something that I'm sure somebody out there might be struggling with. You know, you hear people say different things. And for you to even know the number one thing, people that are normal. My sister and I were saying something recently. I said, can you go on anybody's post on Instagram and write, look at your face, you are hungry looking, there is this, blah, blah, blah. She said, why should she? I said, exactly, I can't, I won't, you know. So it goes to show that, you know, when you're not a happy person, you definitely want other people to be in the same space as you. There's that one, that's number one. Then number two, I remember when I was still working in a multinational, my colleague at the time in the office, I was very huge. I was trying to lose weight, and I would do my smoothie, and I would bring my maybe one egg. I just bring something healthy, and then she'll say, after now you go chop akpu. That's cassava. Akpu means cassava. She mocked my life. This thing I'm telling you as a joke. I think at the time I was weighing 100 and something, you know. By that time I was not this mentally mature. So it used to annoy me. I'll be like, leave it for me, even if I chop the apple, but I am trying. it's better for me to keep trying. And it's beautiful. I'm sharing this again, like I said earlier, so for somebody that might be in that space, and because of that, Odiwonma, shout out to you for still coming back against all or to continue despite everything. For some people, they might just say, they won't come back because of that. Brethren, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, that girl continued to mock me. From 118, I got to 109. From 109, I got to 100. From 100, I saw 90, and ta-da! I say, please, which bad thing you get to talk this time around? Say it, make it be my motivation when I dey on the gym. So just to state it out there to anybody that cares to listen. Anyone that says anything at all negative to you, collect it. Put pepper, put Maggi, put salt, cook it, eat it, and come out flying high for the other person to see. So I just thought it would be nice to just share. And we even me talking like this, I still face that point where I'll feel bad if somebody says anything, but I don't sit there and I move on. All right. So I have a question to ask Odiwonma. The question I have to ask you is, 1 year, a breakfast show, 3 hours. How is it that are you maybe I would pop in one of these days to listen to your show. I mean, we should be doing this, we're colleagues, we should be doing this together. The question I have to ask you is this: is it engaging? Are you mentally involved in terms of, or you allow your audience to keep speaking, or you are that 3 hours you'd be there talking, and all of that? Just run me through how it works.
Okay, so for the first 1 hour, I think and it's not every time we get 3 hours, first of all. Like last week, we got to 3 hours plus, yeah. So most times it's 2 hours, most times 1 hour, 30 minutes, depending on how I want to rush. But for the first 1 hour or 1 hour plus, the first 15 minutes, I use it to allow some people tell me how their week has been, what's going on with your life. Here's a safe space. We talk for the first 15 minutes. Then I carry on with the topic for the day, probably like an hour just talking. And then if there's someone in the audience, maybe someone like my AJ, Coach Kenny, Coach Zim, that has something to impute, Marita, they do come once in a while. I just allow them, they speak probably for 30 minutes, and then most people ask questions. So the rest of the moments, probably the rest of 1 hour, 30 minutes, is just questions and answer. And I give room for some people to come up and engage. I'm not talking for, talk for 30 hours, 3 hours. No. I'm not like my AJ,
Over to you, the energetic.
I know, right? It's no, X is very interesting in the way that it is run, especially X Spaces. Like the fact that you can see people pop up, their head popping up as they come into the room. And so sometimes when you spot somebody who what is this person doing here? You put them on the spot immediately to say, please, you need to drop wisdom before you leave this space today. And so that kind of adds to the richness of the conversation. And for some people who have questions, people who have contributions. And it's always when we were when we were active as a community on X, sometimes we go 6 hours. Yeah, go 6 whole hours, and people are there. It's interesting. So so well done, Odiwonma, for holding it down for over a year. It's I mean, it's a lot, but one of the things I am 100% sure of, even without asking you, is that in doing that, in showing up, in sharing your ideas, your story, your lessons, things that you went through and you learned from, or things that you're still confused about, and you try to get people's opinion on it, you yourself have grown tremendously. First of all, you said you were shy. You don't come off as shy anymore. Now you can pop in front of the camera, record a video, say thing, You can be here as a guest, say something, and you're not shy anymore. And yes, you could still be shy in the person that you are like, I'm reserved. So when I'm in a space where there are no familiar faces, I need to observe and be there. But once they're familiar, the talk in you, once you ignite the engine, kalas, it's gone. It's just be rolling, right? But that has now come out of you coming to show up over and over again. Another thing that I know, and you can confirm this, is that I know for sure awareness of your situations, such that when things are happening to you, your brain is instantly processing it to say, what am I learning here? What am I learning here? And the next thing your mind is telling you is that this part of this learning, I want to share it. I can't learn this alone. Like, this is so good. This insight is so, oh my God, this insight is so good. I can't keep it to myself. I need to share it, right? And that now is gradually, stylishly positioning you in the space of authority, because now you're renting space in the head of people. When people now hear you, or when people even see you anywhere, they want to hear something you have to say, because they're like, what does this girl got to say? I love the way she thinks. Even the way you think has improved, because now you're able to process things faster, or you're able to actually process things slower. Maybe before you are like, you quickly pass on. But now you're like, wait, what just happened here? What just happened? Why did I react that way? Why did that person say that thing to me? Did I trigger something? Did I trigger the reason for them to say this thing to me? Now you're looking at things objectively. These are some of the untold benefits, unshared or unconversed benefits of sharing your voice, of unleashing your voice, of using your voice for impact. It is not about clout. The clout is good though, if that's what you're chasing. By all means, chase it. Nobody's going to stop you from chasing the clout. But these priceless attributes and qualities are some of the things that we enjoy from what we do, which are also some of the anchors that keeps us coming back. You see, so thank you for sharing, your challenges along the way and how you've been able to just hold the fort to say yes. And I love when you said, you squeeze that towel, you flung it out of the window, like nobody helped me. Nobody is telling me, Odiwonma, how far now? Did you eat yesterday night before I started the breakfast? Or on the breakfast, in fact, drop your account number in the comment section. Let me just give you data money. Nobody, right? So, and it is okay. This is what I want to say here. It is okay to feel tired. You are human. It is okay to be discouraged. It is okay. You have not sinned. You have not killed person. The time that you will kill person is when you totally give up. You see, when you flung that towel, and it's you that's go and waka and go back to the street to go and pick it, put inside the washing machine, put the comforter, so that it's soft and smelling nice, and you carry your car and say, okay, this is purpose. This is somebody's life cannot be thrown out just like that. I'm going to get back on it, right? So I just want to say to anybody here who you started something, especially in line of using your voice. So that could be a podcast. That could be a show. Maybe you started to say, you told yourself, I'll be going live on Instagram every Tuesday evening, and you did it for 1 month or 3 months. In fact, you might have tried, you've done it for 6 months, and every time you put your camera on, only 2 people always show up. And you're like, why am I doing this? Like, what are other people doing that I'm not doing? Do you see? See, the truth is, yes, there could be things that other people are doing that you are not doing. But the question there is, do you have the capacity to do it? If you sincerely don't kill yourself before your time. Stay on it. Keep doing it with the intention and the pure intention in your heart without complaint. And see, that's why if you feel tired, if you feel discouraged, I would rather suggest you take a break than do it begrudgingly. Be quick. You see, I when we started the session, I said I had to take a break because I have a lot of things that I do, apart from the things that I do, like that that I do. I have other jobs that I do, right? And I had to tell, one of my bosses, like, sir, my head is not in the right space. I'm just taking just 3 days. And it wasn't it wasn't right. The timing was not sweet. But the truth is, I would do more damage if I just let me just
Relentless.
go. Yes, because it's transferred aggression. I'll start
Mm.
to for a people, I'll start to corner my customer quick me.
You're quite there.
What? If
God.
you don't want to, it's too expensive. Well, please get away. If you don't have money, please don't call me this. No.
I have a question for Odiwonma. And the reason why I have this question for Odiwonma is the platform. You know, you know how they used to say that different platforms with different personalities and all of that. Why X for you? You're
Okay.
muted. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you now. No, 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 no. Go back. Yes.
Okay, so I don't know. I actually don't know. But I think it's
And that's
because
fair.
yeah, I think it's because I started with X and I've grown to love my community. We now have this kind of bond. When I see certain people in the room, they kind of energize me to do better. I have a friend, Dean. Whenever I want to host a show, I've never met Dean before in my life, and all I know is that he stays in Lagos. But he comes up on the space and tell me, I see what you're doing, go ahead. I may leave soon. Do you understand? So these people just encourage me. And the fact that you cannot see my face on X, you can't see me.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
except here that you're seeing me. On X, you can't see me, right? So I
Yeah,
wanted to
All we
add to
know,
what
all we know, sometimes you are in your shimmy.
yeah, you're
I'm
Shimi.
very
But is there a way?
right.
Now, let me ask you now, the people that your regular people that listen to you, you have regular
OG.
listeners. Like we know
Mm.
that we have certain people. So what are you doing, to take that relationship from that space, to another level? Because we talk a lot about networking and knowing how to really network. So when you called Dean, it made sense that okay, Dean is that sure person that's behind the scene that that is always rooting for you
Encouraging.
and all of that. So what are the strategies that you have put in place to take you? Okay, what if X shut down today? What happened, and what are those things, the strategies that you have put in place to help you move just beyond the impact and more like a follow-up of the impact that you're
Community.
doing? What have you set in place for that? Something.
Okay,
Yes.
so I would answer that question, and I want to go back to something my AJ said, with the fact that it's okay to take a break, because when I took that break, coming back, it's like 100 times better, right? It's the scale is on a different level, like it's on a mad level, first of all. And I recently created a community on WhatsApp. Yeah, courtesy of my mentor, Coach Zim. One day he came to my DM and said, Nora, do you have a community for these people? Do you have an email list? How do you get them? Like he asked me now to the next level. I said, I don't know. He immediately created a link and tell me, oh yeah, start this community now. So we have a community on WhatsApp where the link is on my bio. So after the show, I tell them you can click on the link on the bio, and then we move to WhatsApp. And when the email is created, we move to the next level, right? So
I love it.
Beautiful.
I love it. And I love how Zim has guided you in that regard because I know that email marketing is a thing and it's actually very useful in the long run. But I love how he has helped you routed from WhatsApp that is familiar with people. Like WhatsApp is
yeah,
instant. So it's easier to move from X that they hear your voice, they're already connected with your show, they're coming to WhatsApp, which is quick, immediately, instant response, right? It even strengthens the bond more. So when you guys
yeah.
move email now,
Mm.
it will make more sense. And not everybody will move, but the ones who will move are the ones that are truly sold out to the vision. And I think I really like that. So thanks to Zim for guiding you in that direction. I think it's something that we might also maybe tap into. We've been talking about our own community too for a while now, but we've just not had the time. And the truth, in this case, the truth is, you see me and Grace, the Lord is our shepherd. We will know what, because this thing that we're doing, we truly need a team. Let me just put this one out there also in the universe. Like, if you've been watching us for over a year now that we'll be doing this, and you feel like you love what we're doing, you want to contribute in some ways, by volunteering with us, we would appreciate it. I think we need that, right? Because like I said, there are a lot of things that we do that you don't know that we do, but this, we are committed because it's just beyond just content for us. It is something that we really think can grow big, and it's a channel that we really want to grow big. But we're going to need more hands, to support us on this journey. Why? Because we actually do have a couple of other things that are as important as this, but it's like the time we can allocate to this as of now is the time to show up and be here every Monday. Anything other than that is a little bit of a stretch because of the other things that we do at the moment. So if you're watching right now and you feel like, I really want to support this initiative, I want to add value to it, I want to help them, maybe to manage the community, to help in, say for example, your graphic designer, like, let me just give them a little bit of touch to their graphics, or let me just help with maybe putting messages together to invite people, and all of whatever dimension that you think you want to support the vision here, you are invited to come have that conversation with us. It's not going to be set in stone. We can make it as flexible as it can be, but I just want to put it out there, just in case something is in your heart and you don't even know how do I go about it. This is your open invitation to come talk to us about it. Yeah.
Would appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I see somebody saying, okay, I'll reach out. Thank you.
Thank you. So Odiwonma, as we wrap up this session, tell us what's next for you, as you have now, you say Yoruba people say that the goats that use bomb to go back, that the goats that reverse, he says it's going to bring power. Now you have reversed and have gone to bring power, and you just said now it's on another level. What is the level after that level that you are looking at while you are basking in this level that you currently are? You're actually unmuted, so you can go ahead.
You can go ahead. We can hear you.
Oh, I think the network is frozen again. Frozen. Okay, while we're waiting for network to unfreeze, Odi, I saw 𝗧𝗵𝗆 𝗕𝗿. Thank you for joining us on LinkedIn. I'm glad that your LinkedIn comment actually came through. Most times LinkedIn comments don't come through. And on Instagram, I'm not sure. I don't see any comments here, but thank you. For anyone on LinkedIn, please leave a comment behind as well if you're enjoying the session, and we'll reach out to you after the session today. But again, it's been a beautiful conversation, and I'm hoping that we'll get the opportunity to also showcase other of our audience or interactions to the show to talk about what they do, how they are impacting their world. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be big. When you hear impact, stop zeroing your mind to, big things. The little things also count. For some of you, it might just be, my own commitment is to ensure that every single day I make one person smile, regardless of who that person is, whether it's a stranger or somebody I know. And you are able to actually track it to say, you know what, today, this is my day. Imagine you go on that kind of journey. Odi, if you can hear us, you can turn on your video. You're back on the show. So if you can just say, this is my day 500, that I've made somebody smile, that is impact. That is impact, right? So don't think too big of it. Just pick one small thing that you can do consistently over time. That's in that regard. All right, Odiwonma, I was asking a question before you were trying to answer a question, right? Yeah, what's the next thing?
My village people at MTN had a meeting this afternoon. Because I had a meeting before this and it was seamless. They will not see me at all.
Yes.
Okay, what question was that?
I was like, what's the next thing that you're looking at while you're basking in the next that you just entered into?
for my show.
For your show, yeah, for your community.
Okay, so I was about to add that we also have something where I call what I call the Abuja Creative Hangout. So once in a
Mm,
year, I just do something for my community. For those of us in Abuja, then we'll come together. We don't talk about impact your world or impact your life, just to connect with each other,
X.
eat, drink, laugh. I think we did that last year, and I met some people from my community like Bobby, Chioma, UJ. That have been listening to me. They all came, like, when you meet them real life. Some were very shy, some were very, oh my god, and it was really awesome. And now for the next thing for me is to take this to another level, because I'm not just going to bank on X. It's going to be something global, I know. So one day we'll be like on YouTube, like you, or on DSTV, take it to the next level. Yes, that's my plan for now, to make this bigger, not just the X community. Probably have something like a YouTube talk show where we invite guests like my EJ Margaret. Grace is in Abuja, so we can just easily invite her over and we just have normal conversation. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see the other works that you do. So just quickly tell us about the other things you do. I know outside of the breakfast show, you also have other shows that you host in collaboration with other brands. And I've seen you talk about a certain AI software a lot. I don't know if you're an ambassador for them or something, but just give us an overview of some of the other things you do, copywriting and all of those things. Sell yourself,
Okay.
basically. This is your chance.
Okay.
Sell it.
Okay. So I'm a copywriter. I ventured into copywriting. I don't know how. The breeze just blew me there. 2021, when I came across Dan Locke's post on Instagram. I was about scrolling up when God told me, go and answer that question. And I'm like, Dan Locke has over so many people. They're not going to see me. So he said, go and reply that thing now. And I did. And I think the next day, I got his reply or his response, and we moved to the next level. It didn't really scare you, but the thing was that it brought me to my mentor, their educational head or something, Peter Sharon, who started guiding me on copywriting. And I started writing. At some point, I was self-sabotaging that I'm not good enough. I don't have a laptop. I don't have a phone. That's what most people, especially the youth, do these days. Like, they feel like they have to have everything, not knowing that I was limiting myself, right? So, but 2022, I picked it up and I'm like, let's do this thing. I started writing for personal development, copywriters. But this year, somehow, I now found myself in tech, money, So I found myself in tech. I started writing for tech companies as a copywriter. So the AI you're talking about is a particular AI company that reached out to me via LinkedIn. One thing I also want to add is the fact that people see what you're doing, no matter how little it is. People are seeing you. Some may not even like your comment, like or your post. They may not comment. They may not talk on your show. They may even be at the background. There's something that allows on Twitter where someone can join your show, but you will not see them. It will just show you one listener somewhere. So they can be listening to you over time. And just one day, God will just single you out, right? So he reached out and told me, I see what you're doing here on LinkedIn. I did not say what I was doing, no. I was just writing my normal write-ups. I was posting, right? Because LinkedIn is another whole thing on its own. And so I, got on the meeting with him in Abuja here. We met face to face and told me about their company AI and what they're writing and all of that. So I started working with them, started writing with them. And from there, I started learning, because this is a whole new niche,
Industry.
right? So allow yourself to evolve. Once again, don't just keep yourself in that box when it's not working, or say, I can't do this because I'm a personal developer. I write for coaches. No. Allow yourself to evolve. So when they gave me that job, I immediately started researching about AI. I started taking courses, right? Reading books on AI, what they've done, looking at who was the person that even founded this in AI. And from there, other tech companies started seeing me. Right now, I'm also a project manager. I don't know how that thing happened as well. I would say I'm a project manager for two tech companies where I manage the app that they're building. And so every other person in the team, I'm doing managing to see that this thing gets good. And how I got to this place is the fact that right from time, I've always wanted to be better. You know, Apostle Selma would say that what you're looking for or what you're chasing after is also looking for you, but not this version of you. So for me to get that thing that I'm chasing for, I need to become that version of it. So I have to read, I have to research. There are days when my mom will always quarrel me because my own time is at midnight. I don't have to sleep early. I don't have to wake up early. So I'll be at night watching YouTube. It didn't make any sense then, right? It didn't make any whole sense. Mom will come into the room 4 a.m. I'm still on YouTube learning what I don't know. She'll be like, what is wrong with you? You're still very young. I develop eye problem for that period of time because I'm always on the screen. I'm always learning. I'm reading book. I'm buying courses. Last year I took courses like a mad person, right? Just to make sure that I'm better. And now the thing is, today I'm earning better, not because how will I put it? Not because what? No, not because of the fact that I've allowed
You put
myself
in the
evolve.
work.
I've invested in myself and I'm still invested in myself. Now, this project management I'm talking about, managing the projects for tech companies, when they come on meetings and they're saying the front end guy did not do this, the back end guy did not do this, the API, I don't understand those things they're saying. So what do I do? I go back and I start researching on what the whole concept of tech, what back end is, what front end is. I'm going to get a course right now on project management to become better because I don't know where that will land me tomorrow. So I'm now a tech copywriter for tech companies. In short, I also work with a marketing agency. I forgot that. Let my organ not see this. I also work for a marketing agency at the moment, me branding you. So it's just a whole lot. Once upon a time, I was just earning 10K, 20K that my mom used to pay me. She owns a school. So, when you go there, she just try and give you small things to hold. But today the story is different because I was invested in improving myself to becoming better. And my dad always told me when I was younger that a page a day makes you wiser. So this is me to the youth. We may feel like we're all busy, we're chasing after the money. That money too you're looking for is looking for you, but not this version of you. There's a particular money I want, like I want money, I want money. So that I'll fly to Dubai and meet my EJ. I've not seen her before, you understand? But I need to grow to a certain stage, not that when I go there, I go and mess myself up, right?
Yeah.
So it just gets better, keep evolving, allow yourself to grow. So that's what I do. That's the whole lot about me. And I'm also a
Love
media
it.
host. So any talk show,
And
I'm your
all
girl.
of
I'm
you
your
do
girl.
it. No,
You
again,
can call on
it's
me.
absolutely. It's beautiful to see that you are allowing yourself express everything that you can. And this is the time for it. Is it when you are 30? Are busy when you are 40? Are busy when you have children that you do that? No, now is the time. Now is the time to explore and expand. You are building capacity, as it were. And I just want to wish you all the best as you continue to
Thank
grow
you.
and soak yourself and allow yourself to evolve as well. Thank you very much for being a part of the conversation today. If you've been
Thanks for
listening
having
all
me.
day or from the beginning of the not all day, like from the beginning of the show, thank you for listening and thank you for watching and thank you for engaging. If you did engage in any of the comment section, we'll see it after the session. So please do not stop engaging with us. And also, if you do have suggestions for us, you are free to reach out to us. Okay, we're not an island. We are very, very open. I mean, don't build in silos. So we're open to suggestions, and feedback to help us, make this better. All right. Thank you so much. Gracie, do you have any final words for us as we say goodbye today?
All right, Odiwonma, why do you think it's very important to use your voice for impact? In one few minutes, just share with us.
Because you're imparting your word. People resonate with you, your story. So that's like the whole thing. So if I'm using my voice now, people my age kind of relate to what I'm saying. My youth relates to what I'm saying. They're not just impacting the society, but also impacting yourself because it brings more opportunities your way. It brings light your way. It just brings a whole lot of goodness around you when you're using your voice rather, to impact your world. Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Love
thank
it.
you so much.
Awesome. It impacts you as you impact others or as you use your voice. You are the first benefactor of using your voice with the intention to impact other people, because then you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and you become a better person for it. So thank you so much for sharing that, Odiwonma. Thank you, Gracie, for today. Here is where we draw the curtain today. So we'll come your way again next week. Next week, our guest is all the way from the UAE, and we're going into the AI and health sector next week. So be there and join the conversation. It's going to be an interesting one. So if you know anyone in the health sector, invite them to join us next week on the show. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.